Tubing mascaras are really having a moment right now, even though the concept isn't brand new. It just seems like everybody's talking about them recently and everybody's looking for one that works. I've personally gotten more comments than I can count asking for my recommendations, so over the past week I put 5 affordable tubing mascaras to the test, and now I'm ready to share which ones are worth trying. So let's dive in. I have a ton of thoughts to share, but first, if you're new here, hi, my name is Miranda. Welcome to my channel where we talk all things budget beauty. If that sounds interesting to you, then become the newest member of the Slashed Squad by hitting subscribe and the bell icon. So before we get into the tubing mascaras that I tried, why don't we just go over what is a tubing mascara? Tubing mascaras have polymers in the formula that wrap each lash in a 360 tube-like layer. This gives you a super even application. The mascara is typically incredibly smudge-proof, but it's washable and can come off with just warm water. Warm water is all you need, and the mascara will slip off of your lashes in tubes. Tubing mascara is also perfect for sensitive eyes. It's not going to smear or run into your eyes, and it's great for a long-lasting lengthening effect. Starting out with one of the first drugstore tubing mascaras, this one's been around for a while, although the brand did reformulate it recently according to reviews. I've only ever tried the newer version. This is the L'Oreal Double Extend Beauty Tubes Mascara. You can find this for between $10 and $13. Now, not all tubing mascaras are two-step, but this one is. There is a primer step and then the mascara. The claims include 80% longer lashes, long-wearing, smudge-free, and easy to remove. So the primer side of this mascara is meant to nourish and protect the lashes. It contains ceramides in the formula. And then we have the mascara top coat, which is what's going to give that tubing lengthening effect. Now, I'm usually a pretty big fan of mascara primers. It's not something that I work into my routine regularly, but when I really want an extra oomph without wearing falsies, that's definitely the way to go. And even though this is more of a nourishing primer, I can definitely see some of the length being built up with that step. So once I had the primer on my top and bottom lashes, I went in with the tubing mascara top coat, and the results were undeniably impressive. I got a ton of noticeable length and a little extra curl in my opinion. The one thing that was a little bit tricky was because obviously the primer is white, you have to be pretty thorough with the tubing mascara top coat to make sure that all of that white layer is covered, but you also have to try to do this without layering up too much product. And I would find myself kind of going in and trying to cover up some white spots, but then I'm like building up the volume and length in that part. And then it started to look a little thick. Especially because this mascara brush isn't the most separating, which actually surprised me because it looks like it would be. And that's one of my main criticisms about the final look this mascara gives you. I wish that it was more separating to make my lashes look denser. I feel like a lot of them kind of grouped up a little bit. Now, with that said, 10 hours after application, I was shocked at how my lashes looked. They were still incredibly lifted. This totally locked in my curl and then some. There was also zero flaking or smudging. And as far as removal goes, I did test it with just warm water only, and it slid off my lashes in both tubes and clumps, but there was no smearing of the product at all as it got wet, so I wasn't left with panda eyes or anything. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't know if I would ever just use warm water to remove my mascara. If I'm wearing mascara, I'm probably wearing a full face of makeup, and in that case, I'm just gonna go in with my makeup remover balm and just get everything. But it's still an easy to remove formula, and so you're not gonna have to go in with tugging or rubbing to get everything off thoroughly. I do kind of wish that it was a one-step formula just because of the struggle to cover all of the white without over-applying. But that aside, if this brush was just a little more separating and I could get more of a fanned out lash look, that would probably make this one my favorite out of the 5 that I tried. But it's not, so let's move on. The next affordable tubing mascara that I tried was the Maybelline Snapscara. This is $8.99. The claims are buildable and clump-free length and volume and removal without smearing. I really liked the brush on this mascara. It's curved, it has a very pointy cone shape, and I was really able to coat the tiny lashes in the corners of my eyes. So right off the bat, I really liked how this was looking as I was applying it. I felt like it looked a little bit more natural than the L'Oreal mascara because it was more separating. My lashes looked denser, if not maybe a tiny bit shorter. So my first impression of this mascara was really good. I was very impressed with how quickly I was able to get to my perfect lash look. Obviously, it's just one step as well. And 10 hours later, this had held up. The curl was still locked in place, the length looked great, and there was no flaking. However, I was super disappointed with the removal of this mascara. If you are looking for the benefits of tubing mascara, specifically in the removal department, this one is not going to be for you. While some tubes and clumps came off my lashes, most of it just smeared all over my under eye. So that totally threw the no smearing, no panda eyes claim out the window. And then with all of this smeared under my eyes, I went in with more warm water to see if I can just wipe that away. And it just felt like I was going in and tugging at my skin. And that is literally the opposite of what a tubing mascara is supposed to be. I absolutely needed my cleansing balm to get this off. Now again, I probably would be using my cleansing balm anyway, wearing any of these with a full face of makeup. But if you're going into looking for a tubing mascara for the easy removal specifically, if you do have very sensitive eyes, you don't want to be rubbing around, this one might not be the perfect tubing mascara for you. But if you like the look, it is still a very long-lasting and effective mascara visually. The next drugstore tubing mascara I tried was the cheapest you can find. This is the Essence Bye Bye Panda Eyes Mascara. This is only $4.99. It is oil-free, fragrance-free, and cruelty-free. And the official claims are no smudging, no clumping, and easy to remove with just warm water. Now this one has a very thick and straight brush, which was definitely a little intimidating. But 3 days into this test, this mascara actually gave me my favorite look so far. The length built up super quickly and my lashes were very fanned out and evenly distributed and sort of fluttery. It's a little more on the lengthening side versus volumizing, which I'm totally fine with because I do have decently thick lashes. They're just very short and straight. And I would say that this gave me the same, if not more length than the L'Oreal mascara, but with better separation. So it was just lighter and more natural of a look. Now this mascara went through a little bit of a rougher test than all of the rest. On the day I was testing this mascara, I had a teeny tiny little panic attack that included some tears. And with the exception of the smallest amount of flaking, my lashes looked incredible. They were still lifted, they were still long, there was no smearing or running at all. And then the next day I did retest this mascara under normal conditions and had no issues at all, so maybe not totally bulletproof if you're rubbing at your eyes and crying, but as an everyday I think it rocked it. Now when it came to removing this mascara with warm water, it came off in more flakes versus tubes or clumps, and there was a little bit of smearing once I went in and kind of started pressing on my lashes, but all of that did wipe away easily with just a little more warm water. Next on my list of affordable tubing mascaras to try was the LA Girl Volumatic Mascara. This is $6.99. Now this one had a ton of claims. It said it's supposed to lengthen, lift, and volumize while repelling oil, sweat, and tears. It's supposed to be smudge-proof, water-resistant, all while removing easily. Now this was another brush that I was incredibly concerned about. It is more of a rubber comb wand. And then on the very tip of the wand, there are a few like random spikes at the point. The bristles also seemed short and sort of spread out, so I was very, very concerned. However, this did prove me wrong and actually gave me one of my favorite looks yet of the week. My lashes definitely looked the fullest with this mascara, and the spiky tip allowed me to pick up and coat those tiny lashes in the corner. The length was immediately noticeable. In fact, I would go as far as to say that this mascara gave me the longest lashes out of all 5 I tried. And what I really liked about the volume that I got with this mascara, I could definitely see it building up, but it was very evenly distributed. It didn't look too thick or heavy on my lashes, and my lashes did not end up sticking together. Unfortunately, I did experience quite a bit of flaking with this mascara without even crying first. There were very noticeable black specks on my under eye area and the tops of my cheeks, and a couple even got onto the top of my lid as well. Now, it did remove incredibly easily with warm water. You could see the tubes and clumps sliding off the lashes, but I gotta say, I cannot stand when a mascara flakes this much. I feel like it's the easiest way to make it look like you've been wearing your makeup for a long time. So full transparency, I know y'all are coming into this video expecting me to try on the number 7 Stay Perfect mascara. It is a very popular drugstore tubing mascara, but I just can't get my hands on it. I could not for the life of me find it anywhere locally. For some reason, the Target website said they could not ship it to me. Walgreens didn't have it in stores or online. The brand even said they'd send me a tube and then it got delayed in the mail. So I may try it in the future, but in the meantime, I was on the hunt for a little bit more of an accessible option that was still drugstore priced. And that's when I discovered the half-caked Totally Tubular mascara. This is $14 from an indie woman-owned makeup brand founded by two sisters. It is a vegan, clean, and sensitive skin friendly brand. They are available on Amazon, and what I found so interesting about this mascara, which has been featured, I think, in Ipsy and BoxyCharm, is that they offer this formula with 4 different wand options. So depending on your preference, whether you want to prioritize length, curl, volume, or just what you feel is easiest to use, you can choose the brush that's right for you with the same formula. So I think that's really rad, because I don't know how many times I've tried a mascara and I'm like, I can tell the formula is good, but I really don't like this brush. Super unique idea. Now, the brush that I chose is called the Ultimate, which is a slightly curved plastic comb applicator that prioritizes curl and length. Like I said, the formula is vegan. It is supposed to be sweat-proof, smudge-proof, as well as quick drying, but easy to remove. So this was the last mascara that I tried, and I was able to compare it to the previous 4, and this definitely gave me my favorite finished look. The length, spectacular. My lashes fanned out, and the lift, insane. No clumping at all. As I coated it on, my lashes maintain separation, and it is a little bit of a drier formula, so it's not heavy. And at the end of the day, my lashes still looked bomb, super curled, no length loss, but there was just the tiniest bit of flaking. Not anything close to the LA Girl mascara. In fact, if I wasn't like totally zoomed in looking for something, you probably wouldn't notice it. With the LA Girl, you definitely would. But as I was inspecting my eyes, I could see just a handful of the tiniest black specks right under my lower lashes. They didn't necessarily travel any farther than that. They did not reach my cheeks. I did feel like this one removed the easiest and most thoroughly, in my opinion, out of all 5. In true tubing mascara fashion, it just slipped off my lashes in tubes and large clumps. Nothing stuck to my skin or smeared. It came off completely without the use of any other products. So in conclusion, my recommendations for affordable drugstore tubing mascaras are the Essence Bye Bye Panda Eyes Mascara and the half-caked Totally Tubular Mascara. Now, there is quite a bit of a price difference between the two, but I do think that the value in this one comes from that little customization element with the wands. And then coming in really close after these two would be the L'Oreal Double Extend Beauty Tubes Mascara. If you don't mind the 2-step process, the performance is phenomenal. Have you tried tubing mascara yet? If so, which is your favorite? And if not, which of these 5 do you think look the best? Tell me in the comments below. Today's shout out goes to Brittany. Thanks for being a member of the Slashed Squad. And join me over in this video next where I try a bunch of new affordable makeup from my latest Ulta haul. I'll see you over there. Bye!